Well, guys, it's time for another pivotal earnings call for PayPal stock. And with PayPal stock basically going nowhere, can this management team give us numbers that will save us from falling down back into the oblivion again? So let's talk about what actually matters on these earnings, and I'll give you my exact plan for SoFi stock. But that's right, guys, I do have one massive concern as well with PayPal that we have to discuss because, hey, we get it. We call it PayPal for a reason. And even if you think this earnings call is going to be great, you still can't tell me you're not concerned with this one thing. Just make sure you like the video if you like getting the truth off the hype, because that is exactly what you're going to get today, guys. And we're going to do that by discussing my top 3 things I'm looking for on this earnings call. And then we'll jump into the one big concern with this earnings I have. And of course, I'll tell you my exact plan for PayPal stock as well. All right, so here are the top 3 things I'm watching for in this earnings. And the first one is, have they continued executing share buybacks? When the price is cheap on a stock and you have billions authorized to do share buybacks, that is the time to buy back shares. And that is the exact situation we found ourselves in with PayPal for a really long time now. Now, Palantir has buybacks on as well, but you aren't really getting a lot of bang for your buck over there. So I hope they haven't really used them all that much, if I'm being honest, because it makes no sense at the sky high price that Palantir is right now from a valuation perspective. But for PayPal, PayPal, if I could speak properly, I'm even saying PayPal now, I didn't even mean to. Anyways, they should be buying back like crazy because the stock price is still beaten down and significantly undervalued. So hopefully the management team is doing that because it will help those EPS numbers in the future. And with those cheaper shares, and with the share price basically being as cheap as it is, they can take more and more of those shares off the table and continue to juice that EPS number well into the future. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but I can tell you right now, doing share buybacks pays off hugely in regards to the valuation in those future years as they take those shares off the table. I know that may not make a lot of sense. I understand that completely. That's why you got to learn some of these higher level concepts. And remember, if you're serious about your investing and you want to work directly with me, making sure that you understand those higher level concepts, make sure you take advantage of the fall frenzy sale that is ending very soon, guys. It's the pinned comment down there, and we'll talk more about it at the end. But let's move on to number 2, and that is, what is the impact of the tariffs as they've gone on? As we have seen, tariffs kind of continue to be a big unknown, and it's caused many companies to adjust their guidance or pull guidance altogether until we have more clarity, which really, week to week, it feels like we get clarity and then it goes completely away. And then, I don't know, there's all kinds of chaos around the tariff stuff in general. Now, obviously, PayPal does not have the same issue that an Amazon or a Walmart or any of those other, large retailers like that may have from the tariffs. But are they seeing or projecting out some sort of a trickle-down effect or not that would impact PayPal? If they are seeing some effect from that, are the new initiatives that are moving and kind of creating new opportunities for PayPal in the market, are many of those jumping up, and can they be used to kind of offset that entire tariff pain that's been out there? And it's probably going to continue to be out there in the future as everybody tries to navigate this uncertain time. That is possible and would be a huge win for PayPal if they're able to offset anything, any of the drama from the tariffs or any of the actual decline in business from tariffs. They're able to offset that with the new stuff. That is a big, big win for PayPal. Kind of like it seems Palantir is seeing business increase as everyone expects some sort of margin compression, and folks are accelerating plans to offset that compression, which of course benefits Palantir because companies are almost being forced to be more efficient now. And of course, they have to do that through Palantir. They may have been thinking about Palantir in the future, but they hadn't really jumped on it yet. Do customers who are using the new tools or potentially using them see them as more necessary as they try to navigate the potential impacts of the trade war? Therefore, they maybe something they may have tried in the future, maybe something that they were thinking about. Did the trade war and everything going on with it kind of accelerate their use of those tools, or at least giving them a shot to help out with those margin compressions? What management says their client base is doing will give us a lot of color on what the impact will be for PayPal. So on to the last thing that matters, and this one will determine the future stock price we are going to get, so it's massive. So the last point and the biggest point is EPS guidance still on course or better or worse? Alex has said from the start, they are far more focused on being profitable, and they're taking the focus away from customer growth. So are we still on track with that initiative? We have been so far. This is quarter to quarter, and they have to prove it. So have some things moved better than expected, and maybe that EPS number will be moved up as well. That's a big question. Or has it not gone the way that they thought? Again, we have seen it improve quarter after quarter, but that has to continue. If it shows improved margins and, of course, profits, it will be a huge win for us as shareholders. Now, if not, then it means we have a longer time to wait before Wall Street gets behind it. And trust me, guys, they are watching this closely. They want to see that to continue to sustain and that the plan continue to play its way out. This was more like a cruise ship turning itself around. This was not a jet ski. This was not a meta type situation in regards to the turnaround being very, very easy to turn around. This was changing fundamentally how PayPal operates, how they view the business, what they're focusing on in the business, and that just simply takes time. And so we want to see continued progress on that number, because that right there is the biggest, Harper, that's been the biggest key, according to the management team, of what they want them to do. So on to our one massive concern with PayPal stock, guys, and it's critical that you understand this. So what is the concern with PayPal stock? Well, it is that Wall Street focuses on customer growth only. Now, it's stupid, it's dumb, and so short-sighted, but it wouldn't surprise me at all, because I said from the start that his vision is not going to be a straight up like Meta was, like we just discussed. This is a whole different beast altogether, and anything related to Meta is not true with PayPal. So if Wall Street focuses on that customer growth area, which was what the prior management team was focused on, right? They didn't care about profits. They didn't care about anything else. It was just growing customers. Even if the customers lose money, doesn't matter. We're just going to grow customer count. That is an antiquated way of looking at these types of business models. But unfortunately, that's the way it was for basically 10, 15 years. That right there was the key metric that everybody cared about. It's not true anymore, but you have to bring the Wall Street around by bringing in the profits in the end. But that is a concern, is that Wall Street never comes around to that fully. They're always just simply looking at that customer count, which in time will continue to grow as well. But when you're focusing the business elsewhere and you're basically getting rid of more accounts than you're bringing in some cases, as they kind of get rid of some of those crappy products, I don't know what else to call them, and you're bringing in your better products that have way better margins, way more bottom line profits, that transition period is going to be tough for some people to wrap their heads around. So that right there is the big concern that I have with PayPal stock. So what is my plan for PayPal? Well, guys, we call it PayPal for a reason. I already have a ton already. And I guess I might add a little bit more here and there, depending upon what we hear on the call. But there's just really no reason for me to continue to add to the stock. I have a full position plus bonus shares plus bonus shares. Sure, I'll continue to buy shares here and there, but it's not something I'm going to put a lot of money into. There are many other stocks that may be a better use of my capital during that time, given all the chaos around the market right now and some of the great deals that we're getting on some great stocks right now that aren't PayPal, right? Seems like PayPal has consistently been on that list for a really long time, but we've seen other stocks fall on and off, right? I mean, we had just earlier this year, a switch from focusing on PayPal altogether to SoFi in the 9s, right? We had Google down in the 150s or so. Right now, obviously, we're looking at Amazon still being a great deal where it's at. So there's always opportunities that I just am more inclined to put my money there versus into PayPal at this particular stage. And remember, if you want to work directly with me and see my complete watch list with price targets and everything else involved with the group, take our free courses, get your free coaching, be a part of the best 6, 7, and 8-figure Discord out there, showing you how to become a better investor, everything, price targets, the whole 9, valuation, you learn it all in the group. Take advantage of the fall frenzy sale before it expires. It's the pinned comment down there. And click this video here if you want to see exactly what I'm buying in this market. And click here to see my exact plan for this market. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.